Happy week 3, everyone. This video will highlight some points of the discussion that you will want to keep in mind as we continue reading on. These highlights will also aid you as you study for the midterm. First, though, I want to say that I was happy to see some really vigorous discussion this past week. Our first moderators, Kelly and Caitlin, did an outstanding job setting the table for you all. In your responses, many of you pushed the conversation forward. In addition to agreeing or disagreeing, you added nuance and development with examples and counterpoints. I really enjoyed reading it. Okay, let's get on to it. First, Tocqueville. In the discussion, there seemed to be a strong understanding of what Tocqueville was arguing. First, essentially, that democracy can be dangerous and self-destructive, and that it can allow us to disconnect from one another and retreat from community life. In this regard, I was happy to see a conversation of Tocqueville's background come up. He does come from an old aristocratic family and clearly demonstrates a desire to defend what he sees as the value of more feudal forms of community organization. That is, interconnection and what we might call interdependence. Consider this quote on page 107. As each class approximates to other classes and intermingles with them, its members become indifferent and as strangers to one another. Aristocracy had made a chain of all the members of the community, from the peasant to the king. Democracy breaks that chain and severs every link of it. Sounds great if you're at the top, enjoying the fruits of everyone else's labor. Not so much if you are the peasant doing most of the work for a little reward. In any event, coming from this context, American democracy looks to Tocqueville like something radically different, communal, and inclusive. Though, as Caitlin pointed out in her moderator post, we really still have a group of white landowning men running the show and holding all the wealth. Tocqueville goes on, of course, to argue that Americans exhibit a different kind of self-interest, that is, self-interest rightly understood, and that the American tendency to form free associations to accomplish just about anything is actually what salvages our democracy. Again, insofar as you can call something a democracy that systematically disenfranchises so much of its population, thank you, Izzy, for mentioning that in one of your responses. Okay, on to Smith. Again, it seemed from the discussion boards that people got a good handle on this text. I'd like you to keep in mind this concept of division of labor and Smith's argument for why it is a good thing. Kelly, your moderator, gave you a helpful and succinct definition for this. The division of labor is a division of the tasks within production of a certain object or item. I thought the discussion unraveling this term was really productive. Many of you commented on the ways division of labor looks incredibly different depending on the type of field you are in. Others, like Libby, commented on the ways division of labor can actually increase hitches in production when workers are over-specialized. This week, we will be getting into Marx, of course, as you know. You'll see the term division of labor pop up again, but in completely different ways. As you read, I'd like you to think about Marx as being in dialogue with Smith. Adam Smith is actually considered the father of capitalism, and Marx, well, let's just say he has some notes. Happy reading, folks.